Hello, world. Hello, hello. It's the day and the month of new beginnings. It is the first Shabbat of the month in August. I'm Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson coming to you today under actually many different hats. I'm wearing the hat today of Chayil's chancellor, Chayil International University chancellor. I'm also wearing the hat today of the national director for the MMBA pageant and the USA Global pageant. I'm wearing a hat also today of just one that has been mentally free, emancipated from the thoughts and the minds of those things that have kept me captive and bound. And so we're excited about today. Our main focus, what we're going to be sharing about is literally what transpired and took place last week. Can a day create a nation? Can a week create a nation? Can an hour create a nation? Absolutely. We made history, and I have some amazing guests who will be joining me here momentarily that made history in the earth, in the world, for the remainder of our lives. It was a historic week. It was a week of shift, a week of transformation, a week of elevation, a week of, it's undescribable, actually. There is no words, as I was just sharing with the guest in the virtual green room, to describe what transpired. And I've learned over the course of my life, and this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited, so happy, so complete, have been made whole, is that when you show up, whether virtually or just showing up in the room or in the space, whenever you show up in the room, whether you're on Zoom, you're on Facebook Live, YouTube, anywhere, any space, whenever you show up, when you show up, you are actually making a statement. You're saying, I'm here to receive. There is something here for me. And that's what happened to our Chayilers last week. Chayil actually means wealth. And it also has a double meaning. It means strong men and women of valor. And so women in the Bible like Esther and Deborah and Mary are considered Chayil women. And you have the Davids and the Gideons and the Samsons and the Pauls and the Josephs, who were those men that represented wealth. And wealth for me means your health, your faith, finances, and relationships are in equilibrium. That is how you become and be made whole. And so CIU is establishing wealth builders who are whole. They represent the ones that are prospering in their health, prospering in their finances, walking in economical wealth, walking in spiritual wealth, walking in a place of just total peace, because peace is something that you earn. It is something that you have to fight for, because every day you wake up, there's a war. Yes, we are at war, with not by just fighting with, hands and guns, but we're at war in the spirit, in the mind, in the space of the uprising, in the pandemic. There's so many things that's happening in and around us right now that would actually cause us to go crazy. But thank God for CIU. Thank God for our pageant. Thank God for his amazing gift that he has given to us, especially, again, during last week and what's about to happen today, because today's a day of new beginnings. We have some new beginningers, not new as in they're just beginners, but they are beginning the new chapter of their lives. They're walking in that space of divine wealth, having everything that they need to make them be a catapult and a catalyst for God in this time and in this season. We operate according to what we call GDT in our school, in Chayil International University, otherwise known as CIU University. We have what we call GDT time. That is God's divine timing. We don't operate according to Central or Eastern. We are collaborating with heaven's time frame. And so what we are privileged, yes, we are very privileged and favored to have in CI University is the opportunity to understand our timing, our seasons, because there's nothing greater in life than knowing when to do something, when to buy, when to move, when to shift. And that comes from actually understanding GDT time. So many times people will go ahead of the Father, lag behind. Those are what I call the procrastination. It's a nation of people who just wait and wait and wait and never take a step, never activate and never move forward. And so, or you have those like us in CI University who are walking in time. And so we're not ahead. We are just right in time of where we need to be. But the beauty of it is we know some things ahead of time. Today is also Emancipation Day in Jamaica, the country, the island, the place in where Jesus takes vacation and where I happen to be given birth to. That's where I was born. And so I am an international woman, thus Chayil International University. I'm also very global. As a matter of fact, everyone that you'll be hearing from today are very global. So we have, again, like I said, just some awesome folks that's on here. We launched our website, our CIU website, maybe 2 weeks ago. And our new site is ciuniversity.org. And we are accepting applications for the fall season, not just for the School of Ministry. The students that will be joining you here momentarily with me are from the School of Ministry from CIU, and they are also the foundational students. They'll be graduating this December. 12/12/2020 is graduation date. Some with their doctorate, some with their bachelor's, their master's degree, and a couple associate's degree. And so we are open for business, you all. We have extended our university to offer degrees in healthcare administration. We have degrees in business administration, engineering, as well as leadership. And so very ecstatic and very excited today to have our students with us. And let me see, okay. Yeah, where's Dean Cavell? I'm looking for Mr. Cavell Anderson, and I don't see him here anywhere with me. So I'm just, Tony, you are funny. You saying, I like your message in your stuff. Anyway, all right. Okay, so we are getting ready to, so last week we were in the presence of royalty, in the presence of excellency. We being CI University, held our first ever, and I love first. Today's the first. I love new beginnings. I love the freshness of new things. I love being new. I love everything all about that. And so we have the awesome privilege of being in our summer academy in Brookfield, Wisconsin, on Moorland Road. So we have more land. We were in the field. We had the brook that never dried up. It was fancy. We were in the Brookfield Convention Center in collaboration room number C. That stands for Chayil, collaboration room Chayil. It was new. It was pretty. We were COVID compliant. As best as we could. The seats were, now the students, that's on them. They hugged each other. You know, I did too. But God had promised us that nothing can touch us, that we're actually just representing him. And it was just an amazing time. We had students that joined us from Virginia, from Florida, Texas, international students who are part of CI University from Jamaica. And she's on here today, as well as Trinidad and Tobago. And we have presentations. We learn more about the evangelist, the prophet, the apostle, about Joseph and the house of Joseph. We talked about Manasseh. We learned about Mary. We learned about the apostles, the New Testament, the Old Testament, understood our DNA, knew why we are the way we are, and why God has chosen us as a royal family that he's favored. So it was just awesome. It was awesome. And so we had a photo shoot as well. And we launched our very first scholarship through the Chayil Foundation. We have a foundation, and we offered our very first George Floyd Memorial Scholarship Fund to the janitor. That was the one that was cleaning our bathrooms and keeping everything clean for us. And he'll be joining us, not today probably, but we'll be hearing from him how God moved them from a janitor, from the bottom, literally to the top, to be offered in a scholarship to go through our university starting this September, this fall. Only God can do something like that. And so you never know. You never know where you're in the midst of. You know, he saw us. He hung his head down low because he saw us in this position of high astute. But just the way I am and just the way our students are, because we're leaders that serve, and we understand that we can be entertaining angels in the midst of us. And so we shared and supported him and gave him messages and words from heaven and just had a great time. And he was just floored and still is. In fact, he messaged me and said he still can't believe like he's in this university. Excuse me, but he is. So I'm gonna bring on with me our a student that she and her husband is one of the ones that will be our first doctoral graduates. She reigns from Mississippi and is also our national pageant beauty queen right now in the Mr. Mrs. Ms. Black America pageant that is actually transitioning over to be the USA Global pageant. And so we want to welcome our very dear Mrs. Amos, all the way reigning from the Magnolia State. Is it the Magnolia State?
It is the Magnolia State.
How could I remember that? See, God gave me good memory, Kathy. So I want to thank you. You look so pretty, just amazingly gorgeous, and you reign from the amazing state, the Magnolia State. And Magnolia, is that a flower?
It is a beautiful flower.
It's a beautiful flower, all the way from Mississippi. Thanks for joining me here. I know you're having, you have some conferences and you are like connected with so many great, awesome things that's happening down in Mississippi and nationally. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. So Kathy, about last week, what's your description? Because I can't even interview anyone. Everyone has to literally just share what was that moment like for you?
It was definitely transformational, life-changing. I saw miracles, signs, and wonders throughout the course of the week, and I am not exaggerating. We saw the hand of God move even in our travels from leaving home to go there,
right,
to getting there. We saw the hand of God confirm it and affirming us,
right,
that this was the right move.
Right.
And so what I can say about the entire week is that it was very well put together.
Thank you.
The usually we have a lot of technical issues. We did not encounter a lot of technical issues.
Right.
Even though it was a brand new hotel and no one had ever been in the room except us, which was really awesome. And you guys did a tremendous job in delivering the teachings that we got a chance to take in and glean from.
Right.
It was just an awesome week to sit with the students and embrace the students and hear what they've learned through the course of the year with the apostles and the tribes and all. It was just phenomenal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the like you said, the normally, because you and I, we've hosted several, oh God, I can't even count, events over the past. And there's always pretty much every day something. But this one, I mean, I felt so fresh. And even the times when we were hungry, it just became funny. We got to celebrate your husband's 70th birthday in presence of just amazing awesomeness. He just came alive. He got to present and, take over the room. Joe just had a great time. And it was perfect weather. What you guys didn't know is prior to coming, that whole week was scheduled to be thunderstorms. But I did all my little prayer shawl. I just got in my closet, Kathy. I said, no, this is not happening, Lord. I said, I need you're the God of the atmosphere. And we're bringing in all these royal people and all these great, amazing prophets from all over the world. And that's not happening. And so he showed out like literally perfect weather. And it was so beautiful. We got to celebrate you. And one of the things that, the reason why we were so blessed and still are, and where God is using us to establish leadership, to establish wealth, to establish literally how coaching and teaching should actually be, to establish how the church in the new wineskin needs to be, because that was something that literally took place, didn't it? A new wineskin from heaven came down and God just showed out himself. And now we get to carry that through. And you know where it started? It started with our yes. Yes. Started with our yes. Because if I didn't say yes, if you didn't say yes, and the people who are out there who need to say yes, your yes is what gives God permission to catapult. because he catapulted us. We went to heaven and come down, and we go to heaven and come down. We never knew what was going to happen, because every word out of somebody's mouth, even a question, became an activation or a revelation, right? We activated some properties, we activated some healing, some things shift around, shift in Florida, and the person is here, shift in Trinidad, and they're watching us virtually. And so it was a total shift. And so, Kathy, while you're on, I want to just bring on Kimberly Rome, because Kimberly also reigns from Mississippi. And Kimberly is both a part of our school, because this year we have a lot of doubles, don't we?
Yes.
So we have a lot of people in our school and in our pageant. In fact, I think there's only maybe 3 or 4 people in the school that's not in the pageant. Not yet, but there will be this weekend. So one way or another, whether it's an ambassador or something. So Shan's going to be Miss Jamaica or Miss International Ambassador in Jamaica. So get ready, girlfriend. So Kimberly, you were able to join us virtually through the Summer Academy. You've been a student with us from April, and one that will be graduating this year, and you're staying the journey. You had this illness that you were going through, but you just, just the process. We don't give it no time, no attention. And you had a chance to be able to experience some of those days with us, around your schedule of, again, going through your process. So what has this change been like for you since you have been a part of CI University?
It has been encouraging.
So turn up your volume just a little. There we go. So say something.
It's been encouraging. The blessings in which I have received, there are no words,
right,
to really express the gratitude that I feel, but then again, the feeling that I have on the inside of me is just phenomenal.
Right.
Being able to be with everyone virtually, I could still feel the energy, the spirit of everyone, of the joy that they just represented. I mean, you could just feel it, you could see it. The one thing I really love is, even though we're going through a different time right now,
right,
everyone in the room still had that connection. It was more of a family gathering with nothing but love.
Right.
Nothing but love. And I could feel it from the screen, all the way through the screen. So it was just exciting to see everyone enjoying what they were doing, what they were receiving. And as they received, unknowing to you guys, you were sending it back to those of us who couldn't be there with you. So
right.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And keep smiling, keep loving, keep doing it all, because it feels really good. Especially when you can just visit people through the screen. So
right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for joining us. So I'm gonna have you hang out in the green room while we just bring on everyone to say hello. Kathy, I'm gonna show you Kimberly. So awesome, isn't she? She's so amazingly beautiful.
Yes.
She really is. Kimberly, by the way, is Ms. Mississippi 2020. Mississippi is on a rise. I'm telling you guys, I keep saying Mississippi arise, and there is something that is going to happen in Mississippi that's going to move out to the rest of the country. And Kathy know what that is, and it's gonna take a ripple effect, but it's gonna start there because of what that state had endured. And because of what Kathy and Joe, Joshua and Monica, James and Natasha, Kimberly, and now we have a special announcement that will be coming at 1:00 today, but that's through the pageant, because we have our very first Mr. In the pageant, the unmarried male, who was graciously approved to be representing our pageant and everything all checked out. And he'll be announced today, sometime today, from our national team from the pageant. And he also is from Mississippi. So I'm going to share my screen really quick, y'all. I'm going to just share my screen really quick because I want to share something with you all. So hopefully you can see my screen.
I can't believe you did that.
That wasn't me. It's the photographer. So what this picture shows and who this is when Kathy found out that she had won. No, she was she made the dean's list for the summer academy with honors, and Kathy attempted to do a cartwheel, you all. And so I looked over there. I said, no, she didn't. Her husband Joe was like, no, she didn't. I didn't know what Kathy. We were in the formation. We were standing up ready to give her the gift, to give her the certificate. And I'm like, what is she doing? She was so happy. And this is what we do at CIU. I'm telling you, we just have an amazing fun, amazing time. And it was just truly awesome. Kathy, which one are you seeing, by the way?
Me getting ready to turn a fake cartwheel.
That is so funny. That is hilarious. Are you guys, you're not seeing the one yet where I'm showing Mr. Floyd, Mr. Guy that received the gift?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. So that was Kathy, you all, attempting to do the cartwheel. And we are so excited that she attempted to do that because it it shows just the fun that we have in CIU. So Kathy, I'm going to have you go in the virtual green room while I bring on Carrie Ann, our very most newest student in CIU. So I'll be right back with you, Kathy.
Thank you.
All right, Carrie Ann, you are reigning from the wonderful state of Virginia. And you are our very, very prophetic student, by the way, because you joined on the last day that someone can become a part of our university to make graduation for December for 12/12. So you did quite a few doubles. So you became a part of our pageant on 7/7. Was when you completed the application from a live, actually, that I did, just like I'm doing here. And this is why you never know who's watching, and we never know how the message is going to be broadcast, because you actually were not, you're not a big Facebook person. You weren't, but now you are, because you're part of CIU. And so you had prayed, as you shared, because you shared your testimony. You prayed. You know that there's more for you. You knew you had called to something greater. You just knew you needed more of God's royalness, more of his being an example to say that I can position myself for prosperity. I can be rich and saved at the same time. That actually in doing so, we are showing the kingdom, because there's no broke kingdom. You have to be able to be walking in a space where you're trusting God to provide, to be there, to showcase everything that is needed. So welcome. You're coming from from Virginia. We have a history of about 3 years, because we met in 2017. There go that 7 again. And I remember sharing with you, I was a speaker for a former ministry that you attended, and I was there, and I shared that I wrote in your book that you purchased, because you invested in yourself, that you're going to have a husband, going to have a son, that you're a prophet. And did all of that come to pass, Carrie Ann?
Yes. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Anderson. It's just amazing. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes. So I want you to just share, what has this journey been like so far for you? So I just want you to let the people know, just share with them, tell them about, just what it's been like for you so far.
Wow. Words are not enough. Truly, I blessed. That's why my name is K Blessed. Carolyn, blessed, because the Lord revealed to me years ago that I am blessed. Right. And so a lot of people don't understand that, blessed. And it was amazing that even while I was sitting here virtually listening to King Amos, I'll call it, giving his presentation. Right. And he spoke about the tribe that he was of. And he said this unique thing, that this name means blessing. And even when they try to curse me, they're still blessing me because I'm blessed. You cannot flip flop. And for me, that was a confirmation. It was just amazing. But it's just been a wonderful journey. Honestly, it's just been real. It's been authentic. I keep saying revelation and catapult. It's like cannons are happening. And ever since we met in 2017, you did speak. You wrote them in the book, and I had it, and it was amazing that you and your husband Dean Cavell was a part of this amazing journey.
Right.
Before I met you first, before I was even engaged, and then I was thinking the other day, and I think it was maybe a month later
Wow.
that my husband actually proposed, and
Right.
then 3 months later we were married. So 7/7 to 2017. So it all happened within months of meeting you.
Right.
Finalized everything, and my son. I mean, before that year was out, I found out I was pregnant, and that
y'all didn't waste time.
that just blew me out of the water. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the beginning of that year, 2017, was just amazing because I was having all these visions, and I've always believed that God has wealth for me. And ever since I can remember as a child, remembering when I heard that story of Solomon's testimony, that his prayer was and what God gave to him. I remember in Sunday school, I heard that, and that had been my prayer. And I hadn't realized how much I'd been praying it internally. It became a part of me, actually, until you just catapulted me in a whole new realm, a whole new dimension. I've had these giftings, and apparently I've been operating in them, but I've never did really identify myself as a prophet, because it's an honor. Really an honor, and I've always seen those moving mountains and all those things. And so I've always just, settling in that little humble corner to say, I'm not up there yet. That's stuff. And having a mother who is a prophet, I've been exposed to so much, and didn't realize how much it was just as it's in my DNA. And when you spoke and you said you are a prophet, from the very first time I met you, you said that to me. Like, we didn't know each other from anywhere. We never met. We never had conversations. We didn't have a chit chat. It was totally foreign. And it was just awesome how within months you came back, and those things that you'd spoken into and over my life. And I remember the very first time I saw you, it was just as I just saw miracles. I saw so much. And I remember hearing the voice of God saying to me as you were speaking there, what I've done in her, I will do in you. Wow. And it was like miracles. Literally, I can't explain it. It's like when you're watching that Cinderella movie and she transforms into her gown. And you see it, that's literally what I was seeing. But I was like, I can't tell anybody this.
Wow.
But you embodied for me, as I listened to you speak, I saw you operating in all areas. You were in business, you're in ministry, you're speaking the truth of God, not a sugar coating or a covering. You're beautiful. I remember you walked with your crown, and you were just exuding everything that I know that God had been saying to me in different areas of my life, but I just did not know how. And so, catapulting fast forward, I tuned into that live stream on 7/7, which was actually my wedding anniversary, my husband and I. And I had been really in a place, I transitioned right before this COVID shutdown happened. And so I've just been totally in seclusion because I'm in a completely new state, don't know anyone, nothing. And, it's my son and I, hubby has to go to work and all these different things. So I've really been in intense seeking the Lord and asking and waiting and seeking. And I said, God, I don't want to make decisions anymore that's going to take me away. It may look like it's the right thing for now, but then later on you realize that, you were close, but you kind of missed it by 2 degrees.
Yes.
And when I listened to
you miss it totally. So
totally. I've been saying this thing to my family for years. I'm not taking another 40 years in the wilderness for nobody. I'm in my season now to make a right, go eastward, and you've gone around this mountain long enough. So I started, look, God has been doing for me with so much. But when I sat and I listened to you and I tuned in, and you echoed even things that I had been praying to God was that specific day, and I heard you speak those exact things out of your mouth while I'm sitting there, my mouth hit the ground. I was lost for days. And so I said, I've got to reach out. And you said something about activating, taking action now. Yes. And it was a little late. I was hesitant about reaching out to you to find out what's necessary. And I did go ahead, and you responded amazingly and said, today's the last day. I was like, what? Oh my goodness, how is this going to happen? And amazing, by the time I got through with everything, it was 12:12 that night, which would have been the 8 a.m. of the morning. And so, Dr. Carolyn, I had this crash course introduction to Chayil at the summer academy, which was like, I went from, stay at home wife and mom, going around setting my schedule to boom.
Yes, it was
out of the cannon, and it was just prophetic. It was just amazing. I sat here, I was in tears. I just felt the Holy Spirit anointing just all over me, as far away as I was, but virtually. When I listened to you and Dean Cavell teach and pour out, I listened to the students present, I saw their joy, and it's just so much more than I could find words to say. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Right. Yes.
Definitely a literal shift. I sat here and specifically on Friday night when we were doing that awesome time of worship and prophetic activation, and the shift happened.
Right.
The shift, I'm the only one in this place, and I was like, okay, I know I'm not dizzy, and it's like what the Spirit of God did. It was just so profound, and the tears was just flowing. And I said, God, we don't even have a clue to the magnitude of what you're doing. It may seem few in number, but it's just been awesome. And so since then, it's like I've just been rolling, elevating, moving on. I'm like, okay, God, what's next? And so Dr. Carolyn,
I love it. And that's amazing. There's no distance in the Lord. It doesn't matter what country or state we are. He connects whom he wants to. And so it's like I was sent there for you, sent for Tracy, because I have learned over the course of traveling and ministering, speaking, and I've been doing this for a while, that sometimes you go and you may have an audience of 1,000. You may have an audience of 5, because I've never been one to watch who is in front of me. I don't care if it's one person. I am going to share the same way as though it was 1,000,000. And how, just like the 10 lepers, only one came back. And so I've always been this person where wherever I am going to speak, I give it the most excellent way that I can to make sure that I'm representing the King. And so it's you and Tracy have been this amazing, because you see the transformation, you see where your life was, and you see like, wow. And it's even the cool thing about this is the internal change that comes. It's like when you are connected to the vein, there's nothing like it. When you're connected to his vein and that everything just flows, like even the problems that will come, it don't even shift or move us, because we're already in the shift. And we're in a portal, we're covered, and we cannot be taken out, because we're staying the course. So it was really happy. Friday night really did a thing, and that was literally a weekend, a day ago. And then on Saturday we had our graduation, and you were also able to become a part of that, and that's the awesomeness. And your son was there, and a part of it, he got the impartation. Hubby also, because he's doing what God has designed him to do, which is to be the provider, so that you, the one who God has used as the voice and the wealth for the family, can be the one to carry out the vision. So that's how you guys are working in concert together. And he had to shift your state in order for it had to have been a shift for you to be able to receive, for you to be able to even be connected in the way you are. It literally meant a shift for both of you. And Virginia is one of the original 13 colonies. So it is actually the first. So you had to be there in order to receive those first fruits that's about to just drop on you. So isn't that amazing? So stay in the virtual green room. I'm gonna share my screen and share a photo really quick, and I'll be right back with you. Okay. Thank you so much, Carrie-Ann.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, folks, you just heard from our amazing student, and just and that's just the beginning of the testimonies that are forthcoming from her. So I'm trying to find this really funny image. And so this is how much fun we had. Hopefully you guys are seeing my screen. So this is how much fun we had, you all. It just was absolutely amazing. This is one of our photo shoot. We were outside of the convention center and just having a good old time and a good celebration. And here is another photo that I can share with you. It's just been phenomenal what we've been experiencing and having. Here is this other amazing one where I look really cute. Oh, it's the same. No, it's not the same. Yeah, it is the same one. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a different one. Okay. So see the way I am with my face down like this, ladies, you never show your neck. See Kathy's neck is down too. We're models. And so we do like this, or we take photos. See all the ones that's holding up their head. That's not how you're supposed to take photos. But wait a minute. I think I trained them all right. Now looking at all the women, I think they all have their heads and their necks in that model position. So this is a photo. Of our students who were just having just an amazing time. And like I said, we had a photo shoot. We also have the online students who were joining us as well that have a photo shoot and a graduation as well, because we were able to capture them. And I'll just show you one more photo. This is the janitor, Kevin, that I am referring to. So an amazing thing happened 1 week from today. And this is the topic and the title of our live today before we bring on the other guests and come to a close. So how can 1 week change your life? This is how a week, a day, a moment change all of our lives, but it also changed the life of Kevin, the janitor for not even the convention center, because the convention center is attached to the brand new Hilton Hotel. And the only people that are in the Hilton Hotel are the Army National Guard. So here is how divine this is. I started out when I was 18 years old in the Army National Guard in Wisconsin. And the hotel only had the capacity to hold the Army National Guard because they are there to help with the whole COVID stuff, because the National Guard help in the state in which they are with. That's where I started before I went into the full-time Army. And we were that first again to have, because the convention center launched in April in the midst of COVID-19. And so they have had no events, and they just opened that day, that Monday when we started. I don't even know if the students knew that, but the Monday when we started Summer Academy was when they actually first opened that convention center. And we had an opportunity to be able to be there. And so this is Kevin. He was sent over from, because the hotel did not even know that there was a group over at the convention center. So Kevin was sent over to clean the bathrooms, clean our room, our conference room, and do some stuff. And what he didn't know was that God had a plan for his life. And so I have never been one in my life to look down at anyone. I stopped and spoke to him. I shared with him, because he's a janitor. He's a king. He's royalty. He's excellent. He's amazing. To me, he's like the CEO. Anyone that has anything to do with keeping the place, whether it's the janitor, the maid, the sales representative, the hotel check-in person, it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care who you are. In fact, I'm drawn closer, and the Chayilers, we are drawn to those who seem to be less fortunate or less impoverished, because a blessing that's coming from our CIU students, from Chayil Foundation, and from Chayil International University is to bless those that are homeless, is to build homes and shelter, and to provide clothing. Our university is more than just an education. It is a transformation. So we'll have transformation centers. We'll be leaders to group homes, and we'll share and connect and be able to offer and bless others with money to be able to buy food, shelter, clothing, to be able to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." We want to have the wealth so that we can, in return, bless others, because God has blessed us. And that's what we are creating. We're establishing new foundation and new leadership, because what has been in the past is old, and all things now are new. Earth as we know it and the world as we know it will never be the same, not just because of COVID, but because of the shift that God has taken place in this new century. So that's Kevin. He was cutting the ribbon. And orange is the color of peace. It is the color of wealth as well. And so he's there, and where my husband and I are welcoming him. My husband is the dean for the School of Ministry, and he's an amazing dean, an amazing teacher, an amazing man, and myself. And that is Kevin that you're seeing, and he will be a part of our school. And the recipient, see, he has his walkie-talkie in his pocket and his rag in the other pocket. He's wearing a janitor's clothes. So a janitor that is now going to be a degreed individual who has never had a degree in his entire life. In fact, he represents those whom we are going to be marketing and looking to be in our university. It's those who's never had a degree before. It's those who are, like Kevin, has gotten into a little trouble in his youth, in his life, paid his time in his prison season of his life, and now he's free. The Lord found him, and he found the Lord while he was in prison. And he said, Dr. Carolyn, I wasn't a nice young man. I got into trouble, peer pressure. I said, man, I got you. You the kind of people we looking for. That's who God is looking for, the remnants, the rejected, the ones who've been messed up, the ones who feel like they were less than. I've been there where I just did not feel like I measured up to those great speakers that were standing in the pulpit until God would whisper in my ears and said, I have greater for you. Just like he shared with Carrie Ann. And so this is what CI University represents. This is what a week can do. And it's, if Kevin never showed up to work, if he wasn't willing to go and clean the bathrooms, including the women's bathroom. In fact, that's where I met Kevin. He was standing in the hallway in the doorway of the women's bathroom. I'm standing on the outside. I said, Kevin, what is your name? And he's like, ma'am. And because now he's like, what did I do? Because he thought I'm in trouble, because the whole hotel was like, oh my God, that's Dr. Carolyn. That's that famous lady with the show. That's that model. So they all conversing, and they all afraid to come over there and talk to me. Because, some leaders and celebrities, they act like they all up here. They're untouchable. They got millions of bodyguards and all kinds of stuff. I don't need all that. I got angels. I got all kind of peoples with me. Is what I'm saying. I got prophets. I don't need to have all them bodyguards. In fact, Kevin said he'll become my bodyguard. See how God works? He said, I'll be your adjutant, because he's really a big guy in stature. And so he's standing in the bathroom, and I'm like, Kevin, I said, I hear God says that there's a healing that's coming in your life. I said, do you have any illnesses? And he said, no, I don't. I just have some back pains from, the janitor work. And I said, no, there's something deeper. I said, tell me about yourself. He said, well, my father died from cancer. I just buried my mother 4 months ago from cancer. I said, that's it. It's deep buried in you, because that's how cancer works. It hides itself until it forms big enough cluster where it's like stage 2, stage 3, sometimes 4 and 5. And then it just shows itself. So I said, it's hidden. And I said, today, the Lord wants you to know that you are healed, that cancer is no longer your portion, that what was meant to take your life out, what has been hidden, God has now brought it to light. Because 2 years ago, God gave me the mantle of light. And he said, I want you to be able to find darkness within people, whether it's in their finances or in their lives, and bring it to light. And so I was literally in the operation of what the mantle that I carried. And he was so excited to meet some of our students, and so excited to be able to share. And so he was able to receive that blessing, and that's how we met. So that's Kevin for you. I can stop sharing my screen. And so let me bring on hey, Monica, who is one of our students as well from Mississippi, who's Mrs. Mississippi 2020. She joined us and her husband. Oh boy, did we have some good time with Joshua and Monica. It was simply amazing. We just had an amazing time with them, and she's on the road. And so, Monica, we just want to greet you and thank you for being a part of CIU. We know the presence that and the awesomeness and the blessing and the royalty is all upon your life. And so, yeah, I do look good. Thank you very much. This is my Jamaican colors, my green and gold. You see what I'm saying? Because today is Emancipation Day. So thank you so much for being with us. Miss Nikki, how you doing? Thanks for being a part of what we're doing as well. And so we're excited. We're happy. Oh, Kathy, I see Joe joined you. So let me bring him on. And I'm going to bring on Shan, and then we're going to close. And then I'll bring on Mr. Anderson to help to close out with me. King Joe.
Hello.
I'm prejudiced because Joe got a special place in my heart. So what's up, man? You just, I've been telling you, you got swag from last year. I'm like, you're just cool, calm, collective, ain't nothing bothering Joe. And so Joe got to Summer Institute, and he was like, look, Dr. Carolyn, I ain't never present before. As a matter of fact, I ain't been in school for a minute. It's been over 30, 40 years. I said, you got this, Joe. You got this. So he's sitting back there, just watching everybody do his presentation, y'all. And then Kathy, Joe had the nerves to get up there, took over the mic, took over the presentation. He was presenting with Joshua. Joshua over there, he said, I'm going to give this little young cat a little time to speak. I was like, I couldn't even grade. Me and Kevin was back there just rolling. We was like, look at God, and this is what CIU is about. We're family. It doesn't matter. As soon as you step into your purpose, as soon as you step into your present, God got this. I mean, Joe didn't even look at his slides because he had it so down packed, really went in deep. And then here's the cool thing, Joe. The two people that you presented on actually has a representation of you. And they were connected and they're from the same tribe. And so, Joe, what has this been like for you, man?
It's been like a brand new man, to be honest with you.
Right.
It brought so much out of me that I knew something was there, but I didn't know all that was in there. And it brought me to
you was that good.
It brought me to a new awareness.
Right.
And I'm aware of many things now that I used to be. And it's brightened my life.
That's really good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's actually really good, Joe. That awareness. I just want that is really good word for today. It is, we all have so much greatness within us. And what it takes is like a university like we have.
Yes.
To be in that presence to recognize your greatness, right? Because the greatness is all within us.
Amen.
But when you don't have, and you're not in the circle where you, whoever you are, can just thrive, because none of us, there's not one of us who's trying to be something that we're not. In fact, if you remember, one of the students, right before I ministered to her and said she's not scatterbrained, and we took authority over the mental stuff that was coming against her, that lunch hour before we had the ministry, she walked with the other student. And that was her problem. She was saying, I just don't feel like I belong because I'm just all over the place. And in that, we were like, don't change. We love that. I'm not sure what she going to answer me and say. But what we needed to take, I don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. But what we needed to take was the authority over the spirit that was behind that. See, personality, the enemy will try to make your personality turn into a spiritual thing. But we commanded and we took authority. And Kathy and Joe, thanks for coming up to the platform to help me with that. No, it's nothing wrong with your mind. This is just how God created you to be. And that was a moment in time that we'll never forget. And Joe, you did your apostle by yourself. Who did you do again? Philip. You did Philip by yourself, who is from the tribe of Asher.
Yes.
And that's who you were assigned. And so it's right now there's not a word that I can use to actually describe last week. It may come to me one day, but it's literally just, I can just say it's God. It was him. We give him the glory. It was nothing short of a miracle. Amen. Everything that happened, I was even at peace with even some of the technical stuff, just the little technical things here and there. I was at peace. I was not going to allow anything to affect our flow. So Joe, you and Kathy are both in the two organizations right now that God is using to lead, especially in the United States of America. And so you're in the pageant and you're in the school. And to me, it's almost like it's one thing, because you're showing royalty wherever, in which space you're in. And as you go, people are recognizing that there's something different about the Chayilers. There's something different about you there. Even Kathy, the police officer you spoke to, he was like, wow, her essence. and I'm just like, just your professionalism is what he was saying, but he couldn't find a word to describe it. So even when we talk, when you guys checked into the hotel, they're like, these people are different. They're so nice. That's what I keep hearing. They're so nice. So Joe, there's so much that's coming for you. There's so much that's coming for you and Kathy. Literally, when you walk across that stage, There's so much that you'll be getting because you're getting double degrees, you're getting double anointings. There's so much doubles that's coming because you have come to the palace for such a time as this. And that's why you both stepped into the palace, because both Esther and Joseph, their redemption was in the palace. And so it was literally in the palace. So we had come through those prison moments of life, which is where we feel locked up. We feel like our gifts is not in operation. That's what that prison season is. And from there, we're in that year right now and that season of transition, because we're preparing to step into the palace. And the question that was asked to Esther, because her king had to be able to say yes, was, you have come to a place for such a time as this, a moment in time for such a time as this. And to every Chayiler, you all have stepped into this season of life, this GDT timing, for such a time as this, because our king has already said yes. If Esther didn't say yes, if Joseph didn't say yes, we would not have been able to go into the palace. So yes, you applied. Carrie Ann, Shan, Kimberly, Monica, all the students who are in CIU right now, even those that will be coming, it's the yes that opens God to be able to say yes to you. Because if he said yes, he can't say yes. He can't say yes to a no. He can't say yes to I'm thinking about it. He can't say yes to I'm even praying about it. Because it's a different, Kathy and Joe, it was beyond faith. It was literally a trust that if I do this, I know this is going to happen. So thank you, Joe and Kathy, for jumping on, for being those pioneering leaders. Joe, if we do this graduation by alphabetical, not by degree, because if we do by degree, we do associates first and then we go up to the doctorate. But if it goes by alphabetical order, you'll be the first right now to cross the stage, buddy. Your beautiful wife, Kathy. So we'll see.
Amen.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yes.
I always graduate before Kevin because I'm seeing K. Kathy, you got the K. And wait a minute, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Yeah, his name comes before yours.
I did the same thing, Dr. Carolyn. Like, maybe I am technically. Then I did my alphabet.
Right. I just had to repeat it to be remembered which one comes first. That's so big old Chancellor. So I see Shan is back. I'm gonna put her on so we can come to a close. So I'm gonna send you back to the virtual green room, and thanks for joining us, Kathy and Joe.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Hey Shan, welcome. How you doing? Mr. Anderson, I see you're here also and joining me. Come and join me in the space where I'm presenting. Hey Shan, you're all the way from Jamaica, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And today is emancipation.
Emancipation, yeah.
Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And it's our day of freedom. It's our day to celebrate. It's the day where God looked upon that island and said, you know what, it's time to be free from slavery. And not just slavery, but mental slavery also, because physical slavery is also a mind slavery, right? Because if you can capture, because one of the Jews he wrote a book called, what's his name? Oh my God, but in the concentration camp, when they were prisoners in Germany, he survived by thinking he wasn't there. Even though he was physically there, he said, I remember that I was going to be free because my mind was free. Because that's one place someone cannot capture you, is your mind. So you are here, you're an educator, you're actually family. You are wearing your yellow. I got my yellow necklace on. Yellow is a color of Chayil also, because it represents the gold that we are about to have. And so you've been joining us for the last couple of weeks from Jamaica virtually. And I thank God for that it's a quick connection sometimes. And sometimes I know you have the buffering, which is okay. But it has become this quick connection thing. And what is this like for you? What has this been like?
Transforming. I mean, I get excited. The worship sessions, they're just so, I don't know, there's this, even over a week now. It has been a week since we had the virtual school.
Literally
Yes. And even up to this point, after a week, I'm still excited and want to just get more of the Lord. And my most memorable moment was last Friday night when we had
Yes.
that session. I
Yes.
can't believe that somebody will not know me and they were able to just tell me all that was happening. I mean, there were just tears and I was just overwhelmed. I really can't believe at this point that occurring that some people were just prophesying, were just telling me things that were actually happening, you know. And
Right.
it just got me closer to the Lord. I found myself reading more, praying more, worshiping more, and all of that. And I'm
Right.
really excited that I got the privilege for being a Chayil student, and there's wealth in me. You
Yes, there
know,
is
my
wealth in
life
you.
has
That's
been
right, girlfriend.
changed. I have seen it. Where Chayil, we set the standards, and I'm just excited.
Yes, I know you are. I'm excited too. And so, yes, we've set that standards. There's wealth in you. There's so much awesomeness that's coming for you because it's just been, it's your time. You've been
Yes.
through, you've gone through, and now for someone just on just a moment in time, last week Friday, was able to share with you what you were going through. Was never met you before, but through the leading of what God, because God got you, he delivered the message to others so that they can deliver it to you so that you can know its truth. And that's literally what personal prophecy is. You're going through it, and someone can be able to, who never met you before or whom God has used as a prophet, to be able to share with you. And when that happens, there's something that takes place in the realm of the spirit that just shifts everything. That's why I love the School of Ministry. That is why the School of Ministry is the foundation. And that is the new foundation and the new establishment that God is creating. And he found something in you that qualified you to be able to be one of his leaders in the
Amen.
new wineskin and the new establishment that he's establishing. Isn't that amazing? He found
Awesome.
something
Awesome.
in you when you didn't find something in yourself. He found something in you that can say, you know what? I have approved her. I have qualified her. And in your saying yes, so that you can get that degree and get the knowledge, get the education, get the teaching, but most importantly, get more of him and get the activation, because it's the activation that's necessary. So we're excited. We can't wait to see you in December at graduation, because you will be here. So will Antonia.
Amen.
It's going to be amazing. And we're excited to have you and to have you join us. And we're looking forward to seeing you in very soon. And so thank you for joining us all the way from Jamaica. I know Jamaica is big time celebrating today, not like we used to because of COVID-19, but
COVID, yeah.
yeah, it's still Emancipation. And then next week on the 6th is Independence Day, right?
Independence Day, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we have some other Jamaican students as well. Carrie Ann is Jamaican. Tracy Ann
Tracy.
is Jamaican. Of course, Cavell and myself. And Alicia is half a Jamaican because her dad is Jamaican. So we thank you so much. And I'm going to send you in the virtual green room as we come to a close. And let me just bring back Carrie Ann on here and Kimberly. And let me see if I can fit one more. Oh, yeah, I can. Hey, Cavell. Okay, I can fit everybody. All right. So you want to come and just say hi?
Yeah. Greetings all.
Dean.
All right, I just popped in and popped out again, but it's still amazing to see each of you and to hear all the testimonies and and the phenomenal time that you had during Summer Academy. But not just Summer Academy, it's just the impact that CIU is having on your lives, and not just for now. What I believe just happened is your capacities have been so tremendously increased and your gifts have been activated. And now there is a work that is being done, and there's a ministry, and there's a phenomenal.
Don't say that word.
That's not the word.
I was like, don't say that word. Phenomenal. You saw some Jamaican.
Gift that is just.
Yes, you are. Show them your shirt.
Has been birthed and activated in you all.
God.
And so it's just been amazing to see each of you go forth and to know that those gifts had been inside of you for all this time,
right,
but was never activated. And cough is one of those, one of the Hebrew
KAF, not cough.
Yeah, KAF. It's one of those Hebrew letters,
right,
that we studied, having a numerical value of 20, and it actually has two meaning to it, and it suggests that when there is something latent, the latent spiritual power that is laying inside of you, cough is like activating that power, so the manifestation of the power laying inside of you actually comes out and is effective and is able to get done what our Father sent us to do.
right.
And so this has been a great experience, the establishment of the George Floyd Scholarship Fund, and immediately having a recipient for that.
Right.
And just the way that, Dr. Carolyn just really pushed us and pulled us and challenged us and raised us to a different realm, a different dimension of thinking and going forth. And I could see it in each of you. I could see your faith level rising. I could see your activations that were manifesting, and just in what you were sharing. Each person, there was something significant that happened since Summer Academy.
And we'll share about that this coming week.
Yes, and much more to come there.
Yeah. Right now, we're just showcasing and talk about the week in advance. Yeah. And I was looking for you. So you're going to make the rapture catch you, Kevin. I'm going to be out of here. I am going to heaven. Are you going to heaven? Yes, you are, baby. I'm already in heaven. So because of time.
But it's been great. Yeah. And it's good to see each of you this morning on this.
Yeah, so
showcasing Chayil, yeah.
We're on the live thing, not the school.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Wasn't sure if you knew. Okay, I've been looking for Kevin. This is our normal. I can't find him. I don't know. He's in the house. I have no idea where he is.
And then here tending to the
working
kids sometime. But I've been on all time listening and watching you guys.
Awesome.
Just not in the frame because I just wasn't able to connect once we jumped off of the other streaming system. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I just
you didn't hear me calling you
on Facebook. Yeah, that's where I came up. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna show you just a quick video of what a student put together. The students put together, and then we close with there. I'm just gonna show you a minute of it because it's not 12 minutes long. We set the standard.
Hello, Dr. Carolyn, Dr. Kevin.
Hello.
We just wanted to give you a wonderful word with you. Our word is phenomenal. Well, that's my word. He has another word. What is your word, honey?
Extraordinary.
Okay, so I'm going to start with phenomenal. We believe in our hearts that you guys are phenomenal leaders. And I was sharing with Joe that we have had the privilege and the blessing of meeting quite a few wealthy leaders in our lifetime, but we have never, ever encountered phenomenal leaders like you, those that have actually sown back as much as we've given out, as much as we have honored others, and we have really, truly honored a lot of great wealthy people. We have never had the opportunity to be given back to financially. So we thank you for that.
Thank you so much. So she done took it all. So, but the word come extra, and the word come extra. You all go beyond than what y'all, I ain't gonna say supposed to, but I tell you, you all give us extra of yourselves so much. And you're not just ordinary people. You're God people. You're God sent people. Look, I'm gonna put it this way. If God didn't send you to nobody but us, we love you, we thank you, and we appreciate you so much. So stay the way that you are. Let God continue to feed you, and y'all continue to pour out enough. Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello, Dean Kevin.
I just wanted to share that. We have Diana. We have Lenise. I think every student, including those that joined us virtually, were able to show. And there's
I'm in tears almost again, but I tell you, the Summer Academy has completely catapulted and shifted my stratosphere. I am seeing things.
Thank you, Genesis. I know you weren't able to join us
top of the mountain, and I tell you, it looks great from this elevated position. And I thank God for using you and your family as a family for now. We are Chayil. I am Chayil. And we could not have come to this greater understanding had it not been what you birthed out at this time. We thank you for what you are doing. Bless you and bless your family. God bless you.
Hey, Chayil.
Yeah. So after 3, we're gonna say our motto, and then we'll close with it there. Are we cool? So you guys know what the motto is. Don't embarrass me now. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
We set the
standards.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for all our amazing students. I know Tracy Ann also is a Chayiler who's joining with us. She's also one of the leading students in our university. And so thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Genesis, Alicia, Monica, Joshua, Lanice, Eureka, Rachel, Iselda, Tony, and of course, those that are joining us here. We want to thank you guys so much. We set the standards. That's right, Monica. That's our motto and our vision. And Diana, Lady Diana, who's Genesis' mom, and Antoinette, who is Florida. And who else?
Tracy's on. I think
Tracy's on here, but not on the. And Tracy is Mrs. Florida 2020. Her and her husband are Mr. and Mrs. Florida 2020. And we have an awesome, amazing surprise. There's a lot of surprises coming in the pageant because her son is the first junior prince in our pageant. He's Mr. Florida Junior Preteen. And he's so happy. He's like, when do I get my sash? When do I get my crown? I said, baby, you're going to get a scepter. Only the kings, get the crowns. But he was like, I'm going all the way. So that announcement is coming today. When he found out that mom and dad was Mr. and Mrs. Florida, he's like, what am I? And of course, we accept the children because that's a part of our pageant. We're a family pageant. So he's Mr. Florida. He's going to tell his whole school, and he's really excited, and he loves me a lot. Like, I'm his buddy. He's a part of our school. He does some stuff with us. So we set the standards, and CI University, we are transforming lives, one student at a time, and we graduate all of our students to be leaders. And we are, again, wealth establishment. We are creating wealth. God has given us the mantle, every Chayiler, a mantle of wealth to carry forth, to be able to lead and to live and to showcase his excellency, his royalty. And we set a level of standards and we cannot fall below that. So students, you guys wave bye and say bye-bye. Anything else?
Yeah, just check us out at www.ciuniversity.org. That's where you can learn more about us. We look forward to seeing you join our amazing school. And
do not say phenomenal.
Joining our family.
Oh, there we go.
Being a part of a leading, transformative organization, institution that is just setting the standards. All right.
Amen. Awesome. Have a good day, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. And we'll see you all in school soon. And for those who are on the fence, don't be a procrastination person. Be one that's a part of, according to GDT time. You've heard enough testimonies about the awesomeness that comes when you say yes. So today, if you're a yes, you can apply to be a part of our fall semester or January 2021. We love you, and may the blessings of our Father be upon you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.